So with people leaving all the early screenings saying they love the movie, and a lot of Facebook ads saying they love the movie. A lot of Facebook ads. The review embargo finally lifted and we got to see critic reviews. And it's safe to say that Michael is not for everyone, but is it for you? Hey guys, welcome to my Michael movie review that I will be keeping spoiler free. And let's figure out if this is for you by going over the good, some of the bad, and basically who this movie is for, and rating it using my super sophisticated 5-star rating system. And Michael is directed by Antoine Fuqua, who did like all the Equalizer movies, Training Day. He's like Denzel Washington's guy. And here we are basically following Michael Jackson from the early days of the Jackson 5 all the way to the Bad album. So just know there's not going to be like any courtroom stuff or like sleepovers or any of that stuff in this film. That said, you do still get to see things that shape Michael into the person he becomes. And a concern I had of this movie is how much of that they are actually going to show us. Because let's be real, Michael was an incredibly mysterious person. And with his real-life nephew, Jaafar Jackson, playing the role of Michael, and the Michael Jackson estate basically being involved through the entire production of this film, approving everything, I was like, is this going to be some sugar-coated fan film? And I'm happy to say, after seeing Michael, it's not totally that. Because there are some things I didn't know that we learn about Michael Jackson and what made him. Starting with Joe Jackson. Dude, he's a dick. And I like the way the film shows this. Because it's not like he's just there beating Michael till the Thriller album pops out. There's actually a lot of psychological dominance going on here. It's powerful and you feel it. And listen, I've always been a fan of Colman Domingo, and he is perfectly casted here because of his presence. That voice, it's intimidating. Like he could just be like, hey, Michael, let's have a talk. And I wanted to scream at the freaking scream, like, run, Michael, run. Yeah, man, yeah. And having that controlling presence over you throughout your childhood into your 30s, suddenly dressing up like Peter Pan in your 40s and having a pet monkey sounds kind of like a reasonable thing that was going to happen. And something this movie does that I thought was really cool is that it does address the different things about Michael. A nice touch being that his family also finds it weird. So this movie has like an awareness about it. Unfortunately, some of this does make me pause, and I will get into that later when I go over the not so positives. Back to the positives, the two actors that played Michael. Wow. Young Michael is played by Giuliano Cruvaldi. He is amazing in the film. I don't know how much of his vocals was actually him in the movie, but Motown signing him in the film, I was like, Motown better sign him in real life, bro, whether it be for singing, dancing, something, bro. This kid is a performer. And there is Jaafar Jackson. That's actually Jermaine Jackson's son and obviously Michael's nephew. The family approved of his casting, and I can totally see why. Because, dude, this could have come off as some like weird imitation. It's not. This is Michael Jackson reincarnated. Not just the acting and the looks, but all the little details down to like the smallest mannerisms. Then there's the singing, the dancing, and the all-around performance. Dude, it's Michael, and it's freaking crazy. And unlike Bohemian Rhapsody that stayed loyal to camera angles, Michael shows iconic performances, but with added close-ups and different angles that really gives you like you're seeing something behind the scenes feel, like you were back there watching it at the time. And it's amazing. The sound here is fantastic. Bro, listen to this movie loud. And hearing Michael's vocals isolated in like recording studio scenes, you can't help but be reminded how unique and amazing this person's voice was. And when you watch this movie, it's like rediscovering that. Also, this movie has a ton of heart, and relationships that Michael builds along the way feel very sweet and genuine. A big part of that is the cast that includes Miles Teller, Nia Long, Kendrick Sampson, Lawrence Tate, and Kalen Darrell Jones as Michael's bodyguard. I liked him. Yeah, he's cool. Also, something else that I love here is that you do see the creative process and how much meaning there was behind certain songs. So there are some cool things here that maybe not everyone knew about Michael. And as much as this is cool, it's also where the problems begin for me because of the storytelling and who's telling the story. After watching this movie, I want to think that Michael was an actual saint, and it's the world that was bad for even questioning him. Because this movie shows an absolutely beautiful and pure person that was probably too beautiful for this world. And I want to believe that. And please know I am fighting off the cynicism. I am. But I can't ignore what is being said, how neatly it's being shown, and who is telling the story. Because I can tell you that as small as they are, the seeds have been planted to totally understand A grown man dressing up like Peter Pan and having sleepovers with kids and it being okay. Like nothing to see here, folks. And I want to believe it. I do. I just wish it was someone else telling us this story and not his estate. Side note, and this is not a spoiler at all, it's just more of a heads up. Janet Jackson is not in this movie. In fact, she's not even mentioned in the movie. Like, she just doesn't exist. Wonder what the tea is there. So yeah, like, there's questions about like production of this, man. Guys, in the end, if you are a diehard Michael Jackson fan who don't stop till you get enough and all that stuff, you are going to love this, and I totally suggest you watch this in IMAX. But if you are a person who loves Michael as an artist, but definitely wanted a bigger look behind the curtain, you might feel like this movie is a little more interested in celebrating Michael and telling you why he's amazing, more than giving you a closer look. And someone this interesting deserves a deeper look. This is supposed to be 2 films that they're going to do. It should have been a trilogy with his life. And I still didn't hate this movie. I'm just saying this is a lot more Bohemian Rhapsody than Straight Outta Compton. Yeah. Guys, what did you think of Michael? Let me know in the comments. Also, please like, subscribe, and whatever to all the stuff that I have. And thanks for watching.